Let's go to Annalise in Boston. What's up?
Hi, Dr. John. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, so Kelly wrote me a note on the board up here that I looked to see like which line the calls are in. And it says, is it Annalise or Annalise?
Annalise.
Beautiful name. Okay. It says, Annalise, Boston, dating mom's ex-boyfriend. Please tell me that's not right.
Unfortunately, it is.
Are you serious? What are you doing? What happened?
Yeah, this isn't a situation, obviously, I ever thought I would be in, and I tried not to be in this situation, but basically,
Okay, talk into your phone. I want to hear all of this.
Okay, so I'm currently 23 years old. I'm a college student, and my boyfriend is 50 years old, and he dated my mom. He started dating my mom 8 years ago. They broke up around 5 years ago. They dated for like 3 years. And
so they started dating when you were 15, before you could drive?
Yes.
Did you know him then? They dated for 3 years. Surely y'all hung out.
Yeah. Actually, he's like notable because my parents divorced when I was 12, and he was the first guy after their divorce that she felt that she could introduce me and my two older half brothers to. So
and introduce her, she did. Him, she did, right? Okay, so fast forward, they dated for 3 years and broke up. So this wasn't like they went out once. This is like, yeah, that's what's up. And then, how did you run into this guy?
So I went away, after I graduated high school, I went away to college in another state, and it was just a kind of bad experience. I wasn't doing well in my classes. It was expensive college, and I didn't really make that many friends, so I decided to transfer to a college closer to home that was cheaper, and I was just in a really bad place in my life. I gained like 20 pounds, and I applied for an internship I really wanted, didn't get it, and then my friends told me, you should go out and just like go to industry events and just like network and just talk to people and just learn a lot. And during one of those industry events, I bumped into him, and
his silver thinning hair just caught your attention, and you were like, "Oh yeah!" Like how did that even happen? I'm in my early 40s. Like when I run into 23-year-olds now, I feel like I don't know what to say, right? It feels awkward because of the age gap. So I'm just trying to think of myself a decade from now, just into an industry event and being like, "Oh look, 23-year-old. That I'm gonna give that a go." I can't even wrap my head around that. So walk me through how y'all met.
At the industry event, or just like the first time we met?
This is purely 100%. Almost all the time I ask questions to get more data for my response. I just need to know like how this happened. This is me taking your time just for personal gain. All listeners, you can just hit the 15-second little spinny thing. I just got to know how this guy got you interested in him.
So
maybe he's a 50-year-old smoke show. Maybe he's, yeah. Okay, sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
So when he was dating my mom, we only met like 3 times, and he was basically like, I didn't really have that much of an impression of him because I felt like he's my mom's boyfriend, blah blah blah.
No, but take me to the industry event. You're in a big hotel lobby with all the little booths and stuff, and then you see this smoking hot 50-year-old's like, "What's up, ladies?" And you said, "Yep." That like, what was the move? How did it work?
No, it didn't happen like that. I was with friends from college who also wanted to go to this thing, and then I basically was walking. I was like, my eyes were going towards like a door because I wanted to go to like some other room, and then I saw this man who was like looking at me, and then I had to like do a double take because it's been a couple of years, and I was like, oh no, it's him. And then obviously it would look ridiculous if I just if he was saying hi to me and I walked away. So, we started talking, and then
my mind keeps telling me no. And then you started talking, and then just, man. Okay, so I'll stop picking on you. So let's fast forward. So how long have y'all been together now?
We started dating a year, slightly over a year ago.
And your mom doesn't know?
It was yeah, she does not know. And I've only told a couple of friends, and they were all like, this is not what I meant by getting out there and of all the men in the world.
Yep. You have good friends. So how can I help? You've told me a great yarn. How can I help? My mom keeps telling me no, but keep going. Go ahead.
So, just wanted to also say I didn't, we also, after that event, we bumped into each other a couple other times, and then he invited me to go to some other place, and I was like, this is probably wrong. So I said no, and then he showed up to my apartment and convinced me to go with him, and that's when things started happening. And I just don't know what to do at this point, because it's first of all, I feel very guilty because when I was depressed, my mom finally told me why they broke up, and it was because she got pregnant. And then he said he does stuff in architecture, so he says my buildings are my children. I don't want any children, so that's why they broke up. And then and now he's saying basically he's had a lot of health issues. His dad, who was the center of his world, died. So he says that this isn't about your mom. I do like you. And then he says, but I don't want you to do anything you're not comfortable with. But I just don't see how, I feel like I'm just in way over my head.
Yes. Okay. So number one, saying that out loud, I appreciate it. So what I will tell you on this side of the fence, on this side of 30, let me just say that. The phrase "you're in over your head," I think is apt. And I'm glad that you see that, and more importantly, you feel that, right? Your body tells you something's not right. The reason I know you're not okay with this is that you don't tell your friends. I mean, you're not holding his hand in public. You're not out and about. This is something that is a source of shame for you, and you haven't told your mom, who you're close to, and those secrets are killing you, right? They're eating you up from the inside out. And quite honestly, in this call, I'm going to tell you I'm sorry. This is all fun and games until it sounds like you are being pressured to participate in a relationship that you are objectively not comfortable with. Is that true?
Yeah, I feel like he's the first person I've ever had a serious relationship with. And
hey, let me be very clear. Let me be very clear. This is not a serious relationship. You are being taken advantage of. Okay? No, let me rephrase that. This is very serious for you, not so much for him. And I'm feeling rage growing in my chest that this man is taking advantage of you like he is. And I know you're 23 and the whole world's going to say you're an adult and this and that. You're in over your head. And this is a mess. So tell me what happens if you just broke up with him today. You just said, hey, I don't ever want to see you again. Thanks, but no thanks. I wish you the best life in your architectural baby buildings. What would happen? What would happen to you? What would happen to him? Walk me through it.
I definitely would feel like the world's kind of a little bit ending, not in that dramatic way, just I would really need to definitely not see anybody for a week or something, 2 weeks. And I think he would be, because he told me a lot about, how, like, the death of a father really affects you. He feels so lonely, like,
yeah,
and,
that is
children.
Honey, that is part of the game. That's the part of the scam he's running on you. Yes, losing your father is intensely lonely. No question. Using that as hooks in a 23-year-old is just not cool. That's to put it as mildly as possible. I'm really trying to watch my mouth here. You aren't his caretaker. You can't, quote unquote, make him feel better. You aren't all he's got left in the world. Those things that he tells you, that's a move. And I'm sick to my stomach that he's dragged you through this. What happens if you sit down, and again, hear me, if you were to end this relationship, there's no question it would be devastating for you, okay? This guy's clearly, you clearly care about him. He's probably been really nice to you. Y'all have an intimate connection. Y'all are a connected group. You've been dating for a year, right? And that's heavy and hard. Is he your first true, real love?
Yeah, because, he's actually, like, the first guy. I don't know if I can say this on the show.
You say whatever you want. Yeah. We're way past that.
Yeah, he's the first
guy. Annalise, make sure you're talking into your phone, okay?
Okay, yeah. He's the first guy I've slept with because, in college I just felt like I'm pretty average looking, and then I didn't want to do it with anybody because I felt like, everybody's drunk and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It's just like, and I didn't feel like the first choice, and I just didn't want to be, like, in that situation.
So listen to me, okay? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of emotional hooks in here. This is a do not pass go, don't collect $200. I want you before we're having this call at the beginning of a week. I don't know when it's going to release, but we're at the beginning of a week. Before the next 48 hours goes by, I want you to reach out to a counselor, okay, with a professional to walk you through this. It's going to be a mess, okay? Will you commit to doing that?
Yeah, I just don't know, like, because, I really love my mom, and I know that I don't want to keep hiding this from her,
That's right. Oh, man. Yeah, you're going to you got to have some hard conversations, and you are operating from a place of you're worth more than the way you have been told. You're worth more than how much you've been told you're worth. And you have infinite value and infinite strength. You just don't know it. And I want you, and people have not given you that. They haven't told you that. They haven't walked you along and given you tools and shown it to you. And so I really, really want you to sit down with a professional and a counselor, because you've got some hard conversations ahead of you. Either I am out to lunch and totally wrong, and I could be. I think it's a disastrous idea that you're dating a man that your mom dated for 3 years. I think it's a disaster, okay? I don't see a way this ends well. Some of the things you are telling me are cornerstone, very predatory. I don't like it. If he wants to call my show, I'm happy to talk to him. And maybe he just found the love of his life, who happens to be 25 years younger, 27 years younger, and knock your lights out. Great. Cool. But man, you mix in a pregnancy, you mix in a pregnancy termination, you mix in 3 years, you have fractured your choices. You've chosen to fracture a relationship with your mom, and he's making it really, really hard. So you're either going to have a hard conversation with her or a hard conversation with him, and you need some tools for both of those. And that's why I want you to go talk to somebody, because here's the thing. There's other things happening right now that you and I would need to get into that's going to be exceed my capacity to help you on this show. But hear me say, I don't have any problem people who are dating 25 years younger. That's all fine. I absolutely think there's some predatory stuff. You don't just bump into somebody in a giant city multiple times unless they want to. And then you tell them no, and then they knock on your apartment door. And all of a sudden they're taking your virginity. They're all these, and then telling you, well, you're the last, all of it. Something's off. Please, Annalise, please go call a counselor and say, I want to talk to you about keeping secrets. I'm in a mess. To use your words, I'm over my head and I don't have a path out and I need some help. And let them walk alongside you. Okay? We love you. Wow.